Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So today we're going to be talking about DC's New Age of Heroes, which is a topic I've talked about on this channel quite a few times actually. I've probably made well over 10 videos, either reviews of New Age of Heroes books or explaining them. In fact, before the New Age of Heroes even dropped, I made a few videos promoting them. I have videos with over 5,000 views about the New Age of Heroes before the New Age of Heroes launched a single book. So with all that being said, and I'll try and remember to put links to those videos in the description if you want to check them out. With all that being said, I've been a huge proponent and fan of the New Age of Heroes from before it even launched. With that in mind, my very first live stream was actually on Matt Invictus's channel because he predicted the New Age of Heroes would fail, and I thought it would do well. Well, it turns out he was right, and I was a bit of a sucker for thinking that it would actually work. I guess I put my hopes in the wrong place. I'm honestly really disillusioned with DC. So if you don't know, the New Age of Heroes was a new line of books that started like last year, and they started 8 new titles, I believe, quite a few new titles. I was a proponent of all of them. I got the first issues and sometimes up through the 5th or 6th issues of every one of them. Particularly Damage and Terrifics I enjoyed a lot, but I also had very high hopes for the unexpected and new challengers, as well as some of the others. So basically what's happened is, one by one, these books have been getting canceled, down to the point there's only a few left, and we just got word on the May solicitations that Damage is also going to be canceled, so we're down to just the Terrifics and Silencer. So with all of the new restructuring and everything DC is doing, I really don't understand why they didn't do really anything to help this line of books. They did do a lot of promotion initially, which, let's be honest, was basically lies. I feel like I was lied to by DC, and here's why. They put out a slew of advertising, literal TV commercials, talking about the New Age of Heroes and promoting it. And the way it was promoted was it was going to be DC's masterclass of artists. Now, you can argue in the comments with me all you want. DC promised these artists would be on these books. Unfortunately, most of the artists bailed by issue 5, but honestly, most of them bailed almost immediately. For instance, Jim Lee on The Immortal Men, he didn't even draw the whole first issue. Damage, which I've talked about, I originally was into it because Tony S. Daniel was the artist. And to be fair, he stuck around for a couple of issues, but then he left as well. And Kenneth Rocafort on Sideways, he left, and on, to the point that there weren't any of the original artists, and often the original writers left too. So it's no wonder these books tanked. I mean, in some ways I can't blame DC for canceling them because they didn't sell very well, but at the same time I do blame DC for canceling them because they didn't promote them hardly at all. And they are much better quality stories than what they are promoting, aka Brian Michael Bendis, who is literal kryptonite to DC Comics sales. I have no idea that he is able to have his own line and write for the flagship character Superman and write other books on top of it. Every single thing he writes is absolutely terrible, and it hurts the sales. The writing's on the wall. I don't see why they can't just look at the straightforward numbers and say, okay, Rebirth Superman used to sell really well. Super Sons used to be one of our best-selling books, but we got rid of those so Brian Michael Bendis could come in and destroy the Super family. So, to be honest, I have a lot of bones to pick with DC right now. Primarily because they threw the New Age of Heroes under the bus, despite some of the hardcore fans really going to bat for them. Personally, I do feel a little betrayed by DC. I put a lot into promoting them. I really believed in the New Age of Heroes, and the fact they didn't even try to keep the artists on them for very long really shows how little faith they had in their own line. It's like, why even launch these books if you aren't going to support them, if you aren't going to run ads, you know? How many times have we seen those ads that say, Bendis is coming, Bendis is coming? Well, maybe it was a warning, you know, the British are coming, except DC didn't see it as a warning. They see Bendis as a good thing, so I'm becoming increasingly disillusioned with DC Comics. I'd actually just bought issue 12 of Damage. You know, I jumped back in. There was 6 or 7 issues I didn't buy, and then I was like, all right, I'll give them a chance. And I was like, this is really good. I really like this. And you know what? The very next thing I saw, DC is canceling Damage. So whatever. It is what it is. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Hopefully Terrifics and Silencer can hold on, but who knows? If it isn't written by Bendis, DC doesn't seem to care. Alright, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. And as always, thank you for watching and being a part of DC Fans United.
End of line.